Why these books have changed my life and helped me build a multiple six-figure company in a year. So essentially, I'm just going to go through and sort of rank these in terms of what I think is the best personal development book and what you can most learn and use from all of these. So firstly, Real Ambition by Psychologies. The reason that this book is so good is it sort of really helps you understand what success means to you and what it looks like to you. There's a lot of tips in here, so it sure goes through like a lot of real powerful quotes. But the best thing about this book is they have a lot of exercises. There's multiple choice questions and there's a lot of different parts and pieces in here where you actually have to ask yourself, like sit down and write some real big, deep reflecting questions. Ask yourself these questions and it reminds you again and again. Don't just think about these questions, actually sit down and write them out, which has blown my mind, to be completely honest. I think so a lot of my success and a lot of my motivation, understanding why I do what I want to do, how I can now show up as a coach for people or people in my communities and really analyze them and break them down is through like this book, looking at Real Ambition, because understanding anything within inside yourself, like leadership awareness 101, and I've had some of the best leadership trainers in Australia on my podcast, comes down to self-awareness. Like emotional intelligence comes down from self-awareness, and emotional intelligence equals good leadership skills, which increases your LQ, which is your leadership intelligence. Going through this book and really learning all those things about yourself throughout the process of it is sort of really transformational. And I really rate it, and I really think it's good in order to help other people as well. So people come to me, they have certain questions, certain things, and it really makes sense, which is why we've fallen into the niche of my personal development company called Set the Standard, for people who are entrepreneurs or they're business owners, and then they sort of forget all the emotional intelligence, family, personal life stuff, the mindset skills and how to navigate through things. And that's why we get real huge results. We see people go from 30K months to 300K months, literally because we help them get out their own mind and start doing exactly what they need to do. And we can do that by understanding them because they're ambitious as well. It's people who value ambition, value success, want to create freedom for themselves, and they understand what it's like, and they're not accepting the normal status quo because they want to get there. Great read. How long it'll take? I would give this probably like a 3.5 stars. And this will probably take you to actually do it properly. I'd give yourself 4 months. Like seriously, like to do it properly. It took me 8, but I was on and off. I was reading other books at the same time. I would give yourself, 2 to 4 months of just specifically reading this. Boom, literally, it will change your life. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. By the way, that book will change your life. The second most important book on my list for your own personal development would be Deep Work by Cal Newport. And I love how he uses Carl Jung, and he talks about some real great authors in here, Friedrich Nietzsche and these other people, author of So Good They Can't Ignore You. But rules for the focused success in a distracted world. Essentially what he mentions here is just being able to get deep work done, which is scheduling in time for yourself to create and think, and the importance of creating and thinking. And I'm just going to grab something real quick. I want to show you guys this. Techniques that I have used to help people, I'm not kidding, 10x their income in their business, create success in their families. For example, like they've spent more time with their families, more success in business. They've showed up as better dads. They've had like poor relationships with their wife or their kids, and they just can't show up. They get frustrated when they get home and they're like, oh my gosh, this kid is zapping my energy and I can't focus on what I need to. We've helped them completely transform how they show up, and now their family recharges them. And it's just mind-blowing. We've helped people transform, like quit their jobs and start a new business and have like a year's worth of work with one conversation. And one of the things that's really powerful to understand that is, I believe, buying one of these. This is what Deep Work motivated me to do, is buy one of these and start practicing an art which I like to call musings. And the art of musings is just brain dumping and mind mapping, but on a big piece of paper. So instead of having to get a whiteboard or do anything, this costs you like $3. You can go down any store, it's like $3, and just start drawing things out, understanding your mind, understanding how you work. I created my entire program. So my program, Set the Standard, the entire course, which has literally helped like well over 100 men change their lives just by getting down my thoughts onto paper, creating diagrams and creating courses on it. And that all come from this book. Insane. Deep Work, Cal Newport. That's what it inspired me to do. It's the power of actually going in and reading a book. Help me understand deep work. How do I do deep work was the question I thought of myself. Pen and paper, on a big piece of pen and paper, and I'd get home, I'd put on a candle, I'd put on some like lo-fi beats, and then I just let my mind go. And it's like, I've just got diagrams and things for days. Like even on this, for example, there's just like all these different, scribbles on here, and great read. Also, again, if you want to change your life, like these books are pretty life-changing for me, and I strongly believe that they are. I would probably say the third best book here, I'm going to give to The Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell. I've literally created courses on this program because I believe it is that powerful. Understanding your own hero's journey is so critically important, I think, for men's personal development. It talks about stepping into manhood, and it's a story that has been told through hundreds and thousands of years. I've done a podcast on it. You might be able to click somewhere around here. The Hero's Journey, your introduction, you can go in and have a listen to that podcast. Mind blowing. But every time a man feels stuck in his life, it is because they need to be initiated into the next. And we often, as men, entrepreneurs and business owners, get too confused and we focus on the end goal too much instead of what's right in front of us. What's the next thing we need to do to shift into? What's that next gear? And we miss out. And because we don't know what that is and we don't have the initiation experiences for that, we forget and miss out. We feel frustrated, stuck, and can't get to that next level. If you understand your own hero's journey and you know the initiation next, could be a conversation with someone. It could be taking a step back in business. Could be giving yourself a holiday. Could be giving yourself some time. Could be taking a big risk and investing in something. It could be getting married. There's all these different parts in the hero's journey, or just getting a girlfriend, that could actually really help you progress and move forward. And then it talks about the transformations. How do you embody this? Note, you won't understand this book and won't really get it if you understand anything about myth. So if you read Greek myth, there's a book called Mythos by Stephen Fry. Highly recommend reading that before getting into this one. And yeah, it'll change your life. If you can't be bothered reading this book, join my program. It's like $250 a month. You can come into the community, contribute a little bit. You get access to how I break down this whole thing. You can jump on board. I'll teach you literally everything, map out your own hero's journey. And I promise you'll never feel stuck in your life ever again. And you help transform everyone else's life around you. Wow. I'm not kidding, by the way, that's quite full on. Second to last book is Pathways to Bliss by the same author, Joseph Campbell. So I think this is really powerful. I would read this before this, as it just explains to you essentially how to find your passion and your purpose and what you need to do to get there. The power of conversations, the power of understanding the hero's journey and actually making a few shifts internally in how to get there. So this is like absolute motivation. There's so many amazing quotes in here that make sense for men in terms of understanding the hero's journey today and what it actually looks like is all in here. Highly recommend. Investing in yourself is probably one of the best books that I've ever read. Like the first half of the book, first quarter of the book is just blow my mind. So powerful. Takes a little while to use. Cal Newport, I'd give a 4. No, I'd give this 3.5. Cal Newport's 3.5 as well. Joseph Campbell, because it's hard, I'd probably give that 3.5 too. Pathways to Bliss, I'd give a 4. So for sure, especially for readability. Deep work you can read in a weekend. The Hero with 1,000 Faces probably takes 6 months. Pathways to Bliss, a month. So, Man and His Symbols, lucky last. So this is my top recommended book, Man and His Symbols, this one here. Carl Jung. So, oh man, don't tackle this book if you haven't got time or you're interested in really learning depth. If you want to take the lessons from this, then I would again just say jump on one of my programs. I'm the only place that I know of you can go to actually learn this stuff. So this is really similar to the hero's journey, but using all of the stories and myth and applying them to our own life. And I believe it makes us really smart and really wise because it's a difficult book to read. And you're getting smarter and more intelligent the more you read it. But the hardest part is now converting this into your everyday life. And I've actually written up a whole bunch of notes. So if you guys just want the notes on this, comment below and I can send you guys all of my notes on this book that'll transform your life. What you actually get out of this is deep awareness of one's own psyche, and it helps you remove any stress or overwhelmed around your current journey and what you really want to and need to get into. Like this is stuff that men have been learning and studying for hundreds and thousands of years, literally, and it's breaking it down, understanding how our own mind works. Like, Socrates, whoever said it, know thyself. This is it. We're going over, it's an introduction into the psyche and the unconscious and consciousness, but you're learning some hardcore shadow work in this. And shadow work, I believe, is one of the most important things you can do in order to level up as a human, guys. So if you're interested, guys, and you want to get the notes on that book, send me a message and I'll comment below and I'll give you these. If you've taken any benefits or if you've read any of these books, please comment below. I'd love to talk back, get back to you and have a discussion about what you guys think was really good. If you're interested in learning any of this stuff and leveling up, join Set the Stand program. Otherwise, all the best, guys. Please subscribe, like this channel, share, see if anyone else thinks it's a good video, and see you in the next one.